South African troops pull out of Central Africa, and 25 irrigation farms handed over to farmers in the Eastern Cape. With the latest news updates, I'm Hasina Gori. Most South African troops in the Central African Republic have already pulled out of the country. Defence Minister Nasisizwe Mapisa-Nqakula says South Africa began withdrawing its troops after the CAR government had been overthrown. She was briefing Parliament's Standing Committee on Defence. She claims President Jacob Zuma merely attended yesterday's summit of the Economic Community of Central African States in Chad to inform regional leaders of the decision to pull out. Mapisa-Nqakula says a memorandum of understanding could only be effective when there is a legitimate government in place. International Relations Minister Maite Nkoane says she's optimistic that the Central African Republic rebels will cooperate with leaders of that region. Nkoane was speaking to the media in Pretoria following yesterday's one-day summit in Chad. They told rebels to set up a committee comprising of all sectors of society to run the country. Elections are expected soon. Nkoane says Foreign Affairs Minister will communicate with the rebels today and report back to Chad's President Idriss Deby.
If ECAS, the region itself, says this is what we expect of you, how do you operate in an area where you are saying, I will not cooperate with my region, I will not cooperate with my continent, I have done things unconstitutionally, I've actually suspended the constitution, I've dissolved parliament, and I'm saying I will not cooperate with anyone? I don't know of any leadership in any part of the world that says, I want to isolate myself, and what shall you do?
University of Cape Town student newspaper Varsity News has issued an apology after receiving a vitriolic response on Twitter for publishing a chart polling the most attractive race on campus. According to the chart, the majority of students, 38%, thought that whites were the most attractive race, while the least amount of students, 8%, thought that Africans were the most attractive race. Other races garnered between 10 and 20% each. Some Twitter users, including human rights activist Zaki Ahmed, has referred to the chart as racist nonsense. Varsity News editor Alex Nahal says the opinion piece was taken out of context. And finally, Land Reform Minister Gugile Nkweti has handed over 25 irrigation farms valued at 350 million rands to farmers in the Fish River Valley near Cradock in the Eastern Cape. The beneficiaries will grow sugar beet, which will be rotated with other crops like sorghum on 16,000 hectares of land to produce raw material needed for the planned biofuel plant. The 2 billion rand plant is expected to go into construction later this year. Hundreds of jobs will be created.